Welcome back to Modern Life Stoic, where we grow stronger, wiser, and calmer every day. If you're ready to master the chaos around you, hit that like button and subscribe because today we begin a powerful journey: how to deal with toxic people the Stoic way. Recognize toxicity, the beginning of inner peace before you can overcome the damage toxic people bring into your life. You must first recognize them. That sounds simple, but it's often the hardest part. What stands in the way becomes the way. Why? Because toxic people don't always come screening with red flags. They can come wrapped in charm, humor, and even love. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action." Sometimes, the people standing in our way aren't just slowing our progress, they are eroding our peace, our focus, and even our identity. Recognizing that is step one. What makes someone toxic? From a Stoic perspective, toxicity isn't just about bad behavior, it's about how someone consistently affects your inner tranquility. Here's what to look for. They drain your energy without adding value. When someone constantly invades your peace, it's a signal not just of who they are, but of how you're allowing them in. They manipulate your emotions to control or confuse you. They violate your boundaries and dismiss your needs. Recognize the pattern. Stop making excuses for it. They thrive in chaos, drama, or control and pull you into it. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. They belittle your growth, mock your self-improvement, or compete with your progress. Blame them, or even confront them. Epictetus taught that it's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. You don't need to hate them. Imagine trying to train your mind for greatness while being surrounded by negativity, jealousy, or constant criticism. Seneca warned us, associate with people who are likely to improve you. If someone makes you feel small, weak, or lost, that's a flashing red light. You cannot grow in a garden of thorns. Stoicism isn't about judgment, it's about clear observation. Instead, adopt the Stoic mindset. Observe without attachment. Ask yourself, how do I feel after spending time with this person? Do they respect my boundaries? Do I feel uplifted or drained? The answers will show you what you need to see if you're willing to look without bias. Freedom begins with truth. The Stoics believe that freedom begins within, but it starts by being honest with yourself. Recognize toxicity not with bitterness but with clarity, courage, and compassion, not just for them but for yourself. You will yourself peace, and peace always starts with awareness. People will try to dump their negativity on you. Let's face it, some people treat others like emotional trash cans. They vent their frustrations, unload their anger, and project their insecurities all on you. They come with complaints, drama, gossip, or blame, and they do it not to solve problems, but to transfer pain. But here's the truth. You are not responsible for carrying their emotional garbage. In the words of Epictetus, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. The Stoics knew no one can poison your mind unless you leave the gates open. Guard your inner fortress. The mind is sacred ground. Marcus Aurelius called it the inner citadel. It's the stronghold of your values, your clarity, your peace. Toxic people are like smoke. If you don't seal the windows, it creeps in slowly until you can't even breathe. So how do we defend ourselves? Stoic style: observe without reacting. Detach emotionally. You can listen without absorbing. Set mental boundaries. Their words, their chaos, and their worldview don't belong in your internal space. And even more careful in keeping them. Use the power of pause before you respond to their negativity. Pause. We make excuses for their behavior. We justify the pain they cause. We believe we can save them. Breathe. Think, is this mine to carry? You do not have to fix them. Many of us fall into this trap, trying to fix toxic people. That's not Stoicism. That's emotional self-sabotage. Seneca reminds us, you should be careful in choosing your friends. You are allowed to say, This conversation is not helpful. When you allow others to dump their negativity on you, you're giving away that power. I'm not in the space to take this on. Please respect my peace. And if they don't, walk away with dignity. Return to your center. When someone has dumped their emotional chaos on you, take time to return to your center. Ask yourself, did I allow this into my mental space? What stoic virtue do I need right now? Wisdom, courage, self-control, or justice? How can I respond with strength instead of reacting in weakness? Not in fighting them, but in mastering your response. This is where growth begins. Your mind is a temple, not a trash bin. The Stoics taught that the greatest power is self-command. Today, take it back. Let others feel what they feel, but let your mind remain still, clean, and unshaken. You are not their outlet. You are not their solution. You are not their dumping ground. You are a Stoic in training, and your peace is sacred. The power of detachment. What it really means. Many people think detachment means you don't care. That's wrong. Detachment doesn't mean coldness. It doesn't mean bitterness. It means clarity. Stoic detachment is choosing not to be controlled by what you cannot control. And when it comes to toxic people, that may mean this: walking away, letting go, choosing your peace. Epictetus said it clearly. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. You are not here to fix their chaos. You are here to master yourself. Why detachment is strength, not weakness. Toxic people thrive on attachment. They feed off emotional reactions, anger, guilt, pity, and need. They hook into your emotions to stay in your life, to manipulate your mind. But when you detach, you starve the cycle. They can insult you and you feel nothing. They try to guilt you and you respond with silence. They create drama and you walk away with peace. This isn't a weakness. This is discipline. Walking away can be one of the most loving things you ever do for yourself and for them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." You don't need to fight. You don't need to scream. You don't even need closure. You need clarity. This is not serving my soul. This is not helping my growth. This is not aligned with who I'm becoming. And with that, you leave with grace. When should you walk away? The Stoics teach us to judge not by emotion, but by virtue. Ask yourself, is this relationship helping me grow in wisdom? Am I able to practice justice, or am I constantly betrayed? Is this connection destroying my self-control? Am I forced to abandon my peace just to survive it? If the answer is yes to the pain and no to the virtue, it is time to detach. Detachment is not running away. It's returning to yourself. Here's a Stoic exercise. When you feel the pull to engage in toxic drama, repeat this mantra. They want to pull you into their war. But Stoics don't fight dirty. We rise above it. Not mine. Not necessary. Not now. We walk with purpose. We detach with strength. This is your shield. This is your sword. You don't need to win the argument. Let go. Walk away. Breathe free. Toxic people want you in the mud. We protect our peace. You don't need to yell. You just need to walk away and mean it. Not all friends are really friends. Here's a Stoic truth that's hard to accept. Some of the people closest to you may be slowly poisoning your progress. They might laugh with you, check on you, and even say the right things. But behind their actions, something feels off. As Marcus Aurelius warned, be not careless in deeds, nor confused in words, nor rambling in thought. Confusion is a warning sign. If you want to identify hidden toxicity, look for these signs. If you constantly feel unsure, uneasy, or drained around someone, it's time to look deeper. Signs of hidden negativity. Stoics train themselves to see beyond the surface. You win. They get cold, subtle undermining. They always slightly question your dreams, your decisions. or your growth. Fake encouragement. They praise you in public but mock or doubt you in private. Competitive energy. They treat your success like their loss. Disguised jealousy. They ring always joking about how you've changed or how you think you rate better now. Emotional inconsistency. One moment they lift you, the next they guilt trip you. Seneca reminds us, one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. So ask yourself, do I feel understood, supported, seen? Or do I feel like I constantly have to shrink to keep the peace? You don't need drama or confrontation to find the truth. All you need is observation and space. Try this Stoic experiment. Pull back just a little. Don't initiate the call. Don't overshare. Don't try to please. Watch how they respond. Do they respect your silence or guilt you for it? Do they reach out with love or react with insecurity? Toxic energy can't survive without constant feeding. Just because someone isn't loudly toxic doesn't mean they're healthy for your life. One passive-aggressive jab at a time. Some people just lower your vibration slowly, one comment at a time. As Epictetus said, you become what you give your attention to. So what are you giving your attention to? Subtle criticism, secret competition, shaky loyalty. It's time to stop tolerating the almost toxic. Half friendships drain you twice as fast. You don't owe everyone access. Let's be clear, you can love someone and still remove them from your front row. You can wish someone well without letting them inside your mental space. A Stoic doesn't react in hate, they simply filter with wisdom. You're not cruel for creating distance. You're not selfish for demanding emotional honesty. You're not paranoid for sensing negative energy. You're self-aware. And self-awareness is your power. Choose your circle like a Stoic. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth without fear. Celebrate your wins without envy. Bring peace, not pressure. Add value, not confusion. And for the ones who don't, let them go quietly. When family becomes a source of pain, let's be honest, sometimes the most toxic people in our lives are not strangers. They're the ones we share blood with. And that's why it's so hard. We're told, but they're your mother, you only get one family. You should forgive and forget. But here's what the Stoics would say, a wise person gives help, but not to the point of self-harm. But your soul is more sacred. Your peace is your priority, even if it means redefining what family means in your life. Seneca, family is sacred, yes. Recognizing toxic behavior in family, it's about patterns that harm your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. A toxic family isn't just about fights or disagreements. Look for these signs: constant guilt tripping or emotional manipulation, disrespecting your boundaries again and again, criticism masked as concern, passive aggression, or outright emotional abuse, using love as leverage. If you really cared, you'd. Marcus Aurelius wrote, they are filters, they let in love and keep out poison. Choose not to be harmed and you won't be. You don't have to accept pain just because it comes wrapped in tradition. The Stoic truth: boundaries are not walls. Stoic boundaries are rooted in virtue, justice. You treat them with fairness, not indulgence. Wisdom: you see clearly what helps and what harms. Self-control: you don't react in rage, you respond with reason. Courage: you stand firm, even when it's uncomfortable. You can say, my peace is mine, Epictetus. Probably I love you, but I won't allow this behavior anymore. We can talk when we can speak respectfully. I'm stepping back to protect my peace. And if they try to shame you, remind yourself, their judgment is theirs. It teaches you to let go in love. Stoicism doesn't tell you to cut people off in rage. You can create distance without bitterness. You can honor your truth without needing to punish theirs. You can forgive but never reopen a door that leads to your own destruction. Seneca said, associate with people who make you better. If that's not your family, create your own circle of peace. Many of us were raised to believe that tolerating toxicity is a form of loyalty. But the Stoics teach otherwise. Your highest loyalty is to virtue, not to tradition, not to guilt, not to emotional slavery. You are allowed to grow even if they don't. You are allowed to rise even if they want you small. You are allowed to choose your peace over your past. You don't need their permission to protect your peace. Walking away from a toxic friend is hard. Walking away from a toxic family member, that takes Stoic courage. But remember this, you are not selfish for setting boundaries. You are not cold for choosing clarity. You are not broken for walking your own path. You are a Stoic in training, and your peace is sacred. The dangerous habit of justifying toxicity. How many times have you said, they had a rough childhood? That's just how they are. I know they love me deep down. Maybe I'm just overreacting. We turn ourselves into emotional pretzels trying to make sense of why someone keeps hurting us. But here's the Stoic truth. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Marcus Aurelius. Now take the deeper. If it is not healthy, why are you still allowing it? Justifying keeps you in chains. Every excuse you make for a toxic person is a brick in the prison you build around your peace. You don't owe anyone endless understanding while you bleed. Your growth doesn't require their permission. Your healing doesn't need their participation. Epictetus warned, it is not things that disturb us, but our view of them, and often our view of toxic people is blurred by guilt, fear, and false loyalty. Liberation begins with truth. Here's the Stoic formula: awareness. See the pattern. Acceptance. Stop sugarcoating it. Action. Choose differently. You are not obligated to explain your healing to anyone. You are allowed to say, this no longer serves me. This dynamic is not healthy for my spirit. I'm choosing peace over history. Liberation begins the moment you stop needing to be understood and start choosing to understand yourself. The Stoic mindset: what matters is what you control. People will judge you when you set boundaries. They will accuse you of being cold, fake, or selfish. Let them. As the Stoics taught, their opinion is not your responsibility. Their reaction is not your burden. Their feelings are not your fault. You can still walk away with compassion. You can choose silence over battle. You can choose growth over guilt. Your life is your choice. You are the gatekeeper of your energy. You are the architect of your boundaries. You are the author of your next chapter. Stop justifying the noise. Stop defending the drama. Start liberating yourself with the truth. Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And right now, you are one honest thought away from peace. Who is the narcissist? A narcissist isn't just someone who's full of themselves. It's someone who craves control, admiration, and attention, has zero empathy for how their actions affect others, flips the script when you speak up, manipulates through guilt, charm, or confusion, believes they are always the victim even when they're the cause. And here's the twist: they often look like the most charismatic, confident, and helpful person in the room. That's what makes them so dangerous. They make you doubt yourself. They wear down your confidence over time. Narcissists don't just attack you physically or verbally, they invade your mind, but Stoicism gives you the antidote: reason, detachment, and control of the self. As Epictetus wrote, no man is free who is not a master of himself. A narcissist wins when you become emotionally reactive. A Stoic wins by staying centered, clear, and unmoved. How to handle a narcissist the Stoic way: 1. Don't argue. Observe. You can't out-talk a narcissist. They twist words. They deflect truth. The Stoic approach: don't engage in the emotional game. Detach and observe. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus: let your silence speak volumes. 2. Hold the mirror, not the sword. You can't force a narcissist to see themselves, but you can stop playing into their illusions. Respond with facts. Stick to logic. Stay calm. Marcus Aurelius, their power dissolves when they can't provoke you. 3. Set boundaries like stone. Don't just speak your limits, live them. Stop justifying your choices. Stop seeking approval. Stop hoping for change. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Think clarity. Think peace. Think of freedom. Stoic boundaries that break narcissistic control. A narcissist will test your limits relentlessly. They'll say, "You're being sensitive. You misunderstood me. You're the problem. Don't take the bait." Stoic boundaries sound like, "This is not up for debate. I've made my decision. We're done discussing this." Elizabeth Kenny, a quote a Stoic would respect, and then walk away. Don't explain. Don't fight. Don't stay to fix. Stoicism doesn't teach hatred. It teaches emotional discipline. You don't have to hate the narcissist. You just have to love yourself enough to stop playing their game. Let them stay in the maze. You're walking out with clarity. He who angers you conquers you, so don't be conquered. Be in command. Your peace is more powerful than their control. The narcissist thrives on chaos. You thrive in calm. The narcissist plays the victim. You play the Stoic. They want to win control. You want to win yourself. And the moment you stop dancing with their dysfunction, you win. Toxic people love to trigger you. Toxic people are master button pushers. They know exactly what to say to make you snap, doubt yourself, defend yourself, fall into old emotional loops, and every time you react, they win, you lose. Here's the Stoic truth. It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus, it's not their words, it's your reaction that gives them power. An emotional trigger is like a shortcut to a past wand. Toxic people don't create your triggers, they exploit them. That's why awareness is your first defense. Ask yourself, what kind of comments always make me lose control? Where do I feel that response in my body? What am I really afraid of at that moment? Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Recognizing your emotional trigger equals reclaiming your strength. How to respond like a Stoic, not react like a victim. When someone tries to trigger you, do this. 1. Pause. 1 deep breath buys you back your power. Observe, say internally, there it is. The trigger. I see you. 2. Detach. Don't fight the emotion. Just don't follow it. 3. Choose your action. Respond with reason. Or say nothing. 4. If you are irritated by every rub, how will you be polished? Rumi and Stoics would agree. Stoics trained their emotions like warriors. It's not about suppressing, it's about mastering. Every time someone triggers you and you don't explode. Every time you stay calm in chaos. Every time you respond with silence or reason instead of rage, you are building emotional resilience, and that is your armor for life. Toxic people can't do much with a calm target. They want chaos. You give them peace. They want control. You give them boundaries. They want a reaction. You give them nothing but stillness. Your triggers are not your enemies, they're your teachers. Every time someone provokes you is an invitation to practice Stoic mastery. You don't need to control toxic people. You just need to control your response. Calm is not weakness, it's supreme power. Drop a comment, "I control my response," not their behavior, and make sure to subscribe to Modern Life Stoic, where we don't just learn Stoicism, we live it.